All right, it's your girl Corey.
It's your boy Chemist, and welcome back to Black Box Conversations, where we give guidance to issues and topics that you may be going through. Like my sister said, we got two questions that were submitted. So I'll go ahead and read the first question, and then we'll go ahead and jump into the second question after we give a couple of comments, right? So the question goes as follows. Why are young women so stupid that they let a man that doesn't help her, right? That's it. He'll constantly be taking and reaping benefits, yet he doesn't bring anything to the table, not even a bottle of water. Sister, she said not even a bottle of water. Dasani, Aquafina, you know what I'm saying? She said he don't even bring a bottle of water
to the table. What the question's asking is, why do females let these men use them and reap all their financial benefits? Sorry, I saw Christina put.
What she put? I didn't see it.
Basically, why do these females let these men come into their life, use them? They don't help them. They just stand with them, driving their cars, reaping all their benefits, and they can't even give them a bottle of water. They don't offer anything, in other words.
What about some ice? Is that good?
They ain't even giving them ice. Okay. I grew up around this. My hometown is famous for this, so I think I can really give my input on this. I have a whole bunch of, like, growing up, I'm more tomboyish, you know. I have a lot of male friends. I've even dealt with males that told me this. What I've learned, a lot of these males and females, the reason that they're in this situation, it's abandonment issues. That's really the key root of it. The males, a lot of time they grew up, they didn't have anyone helping them. They didn't have their father to tell them how to be a man. They didn't have their mother loving them. They didn't have anyone to lean on in hard times. So one thing they learn how to do, if you're a kid, don't listen to this part, is they learn how to have sex really good. So what they do is they'll find a female that's interested in them, or they'll pursue a female that may seem like they have everything together, and they'll try them, and if whatever they put towards them works, then they'll go to the next level, and then they'll have sex with them. When they have sex with these females, it's pretty much probably going to be the best sex they ever had. The reason that these broke, I'm trying not to cuss, these broke niggas fuck the way they do is because they have no choice. They're in survival mode. Just think about it. If you had to have sex to have somewhere to live, you about to go all out. You about to lick toes, booty, whatever. So a lot of times they're having sex with these women, and these women get mesmerized from having sex with them because it's probably some of the best sex they have. And then they're also looking at the women that have abandonment issues themselves. So then the woman leans on the man sexually to fill some type of love void that she has, and he leaning on her to financially. So they're both really getting something out of it, but she's getting drained more mentally because she's the one providing for everything. He's using her car. He's still cheating. He's pretty much a male prostitute because he's in return having sex with her. He may not even have no feelings for her, but he's going to play her as if he has feelings for her, and he loves her because he knows that's what she wants to hear. He's going to have sex with her. He's going to maybe even help with the kids because he needs somewhere to stay, and he knows that she's going to give him benefits. She's going to make sure he eats. She's taking the mommy place. A lot of times these men have mommy issues. So I think a lot of females need to start asking men, what is your relationship with your mother? On top of that, in our community, matter of fact, there was just on the Shade Room, Jayla, she had, I don't know if her name is Jayla, little baby mama, whatever. She had just talked about how she doesn't want a man broker than her. And a lot of times in our community, when we try to say that we have a higher standard, like we don't want nobody broke. We don't want nobody that makes less than us. Oh, it's a problem. But it's not a problem when these broke niggas is coming into our lives, draining us, not helping, and all they doing is fucking us and not paying the fucking bill. But you want us to accept that. But when the man has something going for him, we gotta reach theirs and go to a higher quality for them. So it's really, I feel like it needs to be fixed within the community itself, because we're accepting and being okay with a woman because it seems to be normal to let some broke man come in and drain her. But when a woman has anything and needs help, it's looked down upon her. If a woman wants higher standards, whether she got kids, if she's single with a good job, then she's looked down on. She's looked at as a gold digger automatically. And other cultures do not do that. So I feel it's a problem in our community. But I know I'm going on. I'm going to let you say what you got to say.
No. All right. Well, I got a lot of shit to say. I'm trying to figure out whether I should put the glasses on or take these motherfuckers out. You hear me? All right. So let me go ahead. I'm going to proceed to put the glasses on this motherfucker, right? All right. First of all, it says, why are these women so stupid, allowing a guy to come in, reap all the benefits, but don't bring anything to the table? It ain't the nigga fault. You the one that allowed him to do it. You the one that allowed him to come and sleep down with your ass. It's called accountability. We just had this conversation last topic. Accountability, motherfuckers. You take accountability for the shit that you are allowing him to do. If you don't like what he's doing, then why are you allowing him in your bedroom? If you don't like what he's doing, why you allowed him in the house? He's already showed you who he was, and yet you still complaining about him because he ain't wearing no costume when he said, this is who I am, day one. But you still opened your legs and laid down with him. So who's to blame for that? He didn't force you to do it. Ain't heard no 911 call. He didn't force you to do it. That's something that you decided to do. So if you didn't like the outcome of the situation, change how you are acting in the situation. Everything is about two, right? And an argument, it takes two people to argue, right? And a relationship and a partnership, it takes two, right? Stop blaming the nigga for what you allowed. If you don't like it, and if you're not satisfied with it, and you feel like he ain't grew up, you feel like he still got some issues to work out and he's still becoming a man, then why would you settle for something less than that and allow him to come and lay down in your bed, probably impregnate your ass, and now you overheard you mad because you're a baby mama? Why you allow it?
Well,
that's on him.
Looking from the outside in, she said, why are you
look,
women?
I'm glad you said that, though. So let me finish. I'm glad you said that. You looking from the outside of the house, right? So you don't know what's going on the inside of the house. You don't know what he brings to the table. You don't know what that partnership consists of. Maybe it's not a traditional relationship. Maybe it's something different. Maybe she makes more money than what he makes, and maybe he has to hold down the house. You never know what the situation is, but from a motherfucker looking from the outside of the house, looking in, you're going to assume. You're automatically going to assume. Excuse my language, but I got to be very blunt with this. What I'm saying is the young woman has her own mind. No one controls it. No one controls her thoughts. No one controls her actions. No one controls this man's thoughts. No one controls this man's actions. They make up their mind to do what they want to do. Now, at the end of the day, if you want to go a little bit further back, it all stems in the household that she was raised in. What did she see growing up? Was her father around? Was her mother with her father? Or was her mother out here single? Because she's going to be a reflection of her conditioning. She's going to be a reflection of her environment. How was she raised? There's so many questions that go behind that statement. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my personal opinion.
I also wanted to say, and I should have gave this disclaimer before I went in, this is not my statement and have anything to reflect about men, because sometimes when you have a marriage or you have a relationship, the man decides to stay home. That's one. It don't reflect that, and it also don't reflect if there's already been a conversation. My statement goes based on a lot of times you have a lot of men that come in, they sexualize the woman, they put down the pipe because they're in survival mode, and that's how they know how to survive. And yeah, the woman is to blame herself because she get stigmatized. But she was saying, why are they so stupid? The bottom line is they're stigmatized, they got abandonment issues, the man is in survival mode, and for the moment it works for both of them.
There's a lot of things that may be going on. It don't have to just be one thing, and it's not just talking about one woman. It's women in general. You know what I mean? And like I said, it could be a lot of things behind that statement. How were they raised? What did they see? What did they experience? Do they know what true love is? Do they know what value is? Do they know who they are? Do they have self-identity? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, these women got to ask themselves what they want. And if they don't want what they are allowing to happen, then they have to change the way that they go about things. And it's the same thing with the men, right?
Yeah.
If a man is consistently complaining about a woman, look, you got your own mind. Like I said last time, you got 2 feet. Get up and walk out. You got 2 feet. If God didn't give you anything, he gave you 2 feet in a mind. Well, some people ain't got 2 feet, but he gave you a mind, right? Use your mind to walk out. You can do that. That's your choice. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to live with the consequences of your choice, that's up to you.
Christina said, I blame it on the song Independent by Boosie. Yeah, nah, I would rather have a man in here helping. I'm not going to allow anybody, like, what you doing laying down? No. But anyway, next question.
Okay, so the second question is, wait, what's the second question? No, I'm just playing with you.
It was about the man.
Why? Yeah. Why are men not allowed to show their emotions? And when they show their emotions, why are they called sassy? I'm not gonna say the end of that question because you know how it goes, sister. You know how he wrote it. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead and chime in.
I think the reason that men aren't being allowed to show their emotions, because right now it really seems like a rebuttal. Like anytime, it's like a defense mechanism. If you want to shut a male up, tell them they sassy, like automatically. Also, I think the reason that they're not able to express, because it's right now, it seems like there's like a femininity thing going on. So I feel like subliminally, like we as women want to make sure that if we're dealing with a man, that they're over masculine. But when we're on social media, we're sitting up here saying, this is why you need to be gentle to this and gentle to that. But whenever they try to be gentle, the first time, if it doesn't agree with what we're saying, our rebuttal, our ways to get them to shut up is you sound sassy. You arguing with a woman, that's sassy. Men are able to express their emotions. Me, myself, I just feel like it needs to be balanced, just like with me. Like if I have someone and they're hyper emotional and they're showing their emotions all the time and they're crying all the time, to me, that kind of like one of us has to be able to regulate and bring in that balance. And if we're both overly emotional, then I might feel some type of way and I might not be as attracted to the person. So I get that as well. But it's the person that you're with. If you're with someone and you can't even express yourself, and anytime you do try to express yourself, they call you sassy, why are you with that person?
See, that's a good question. That's a good question. Why are you with that person? If you have an individual that every time you say how you feel, they try to categorize you or label you, why are you with that person? And then another thing, sister, if we want to talk about emotions, right? There's a thing that's called emotional intelligence, right? So emotional intelligence is where I can communicate my emotions properly. I don't have to yell. I don't have to scream. I don't have to call you out of your name in order for me to communicate my emotions. But emotional intelligence also says that I'm aware of the emotions that are around me. I'm aware of your emotions. So I have emotions, but I'm aware that you have emotions too. And communication between the two is supposed to resolve any conflict. A dialogue between the two parties is supposed to resolve any conflict. What it sounds like is you're operating in a relationship that wants you to compromise, but there's no compromising on their end.
Exactly.
And that's a problem. Now, when it comes to men and when it comes to us showing our emotions, I don't give a damn about what society say. Yeah. I got emotions because that's how God made me. Do you want me to be a robot? Do you want me to be artificial intelligence? This ain't our robot. I have emotions because that's how I'm designed. Now, there is a way for me to communicate my emotions, There's a way for me to express my emotions, but I can only be me. If I can't be me while I'm around you, then I don't need to be around you, and you don't need to be around me. And society, it teaches men to suppress their emotions. It teaches men, hey, suck it up. Big boys don't cry. And so when men get older and then they get in relationships, the woman complains because now the man is not affectionate. Now the man doesn't communicate what he's feeling. Now the man is always processing in his mind, and you want him to say something, but he doesn't say anything. And so what we need to do is we need to reverse what society is telling us. We need to reverse what the schools is teaching us, and we need to teach our men how to have emotional intelligence, how to communicate what they're feeling. Because what happens is when a man doesn't communicate what he feels, all of those emotions build up. Now we got murders. Now we got killings. Now we got suicides. Why? Because he never had the safe space in order to process and then articulate what he was feeling. Now, if you had all those emotions inside of you, but you couldn't get them out, you're gonna blow up eventually, right? So why is it fair for you to express and communicate, but for me to be silent and not communicate what I feel? If that's the case, I need to get the hell out the relationship. It's like, this is a one-party relationship. So that's unfair.
But yeah, it does feel like society, but it's not just the men that need to work on it. It's the woman. You have to be used to it. Because a lot of times you're not used to certain men expressing themselves. Some men just walk away or they leave away whenever they have a high emotional feeling. So when you get someone and they are able to communicate or they have that emotional intelligence, then you're kind of dumbfounded and you don't know what to do with that. So I think it goes on both ends. A woman needs to be able to understand how to feel about like a man expressing themselves and be more accepting. And then the man needs to actually know how to express themselves, because if they're not expressing themselves throughout the time and they let a slow build up, that might be over emotional to where she is saying, okay, you are acting very feminine. You have an attitude problem. You know, you should have came to me when it was first a problem. You know what I'm saying? To me, it needs to be well balanced on both ends. It goes back to what I said, all relationships need communication. If there's not a healthy communication, there's going to be a problem. Each person should be able to express their emotions and how they feel.
I
you look like you
definitely agree.
Something.
And then another thing, right? It seems as if she's trying to trigger you when she's calling you sassy. And the reason why she's probably doing it is because you probably are saying some truth that she can't handle. And so in order for her to get her get back, I know how to push your buttons. I know how to get you mad.
Or even know how
you
to get you to shut up.
Yeah. And if that is the type of relationship that you're in, that's not a healthy relationship. If that is the type of relationship you're in, you got to be careful on the foundation that you're trying to build on top of, because if it's rotten, the floor is going to fall in. So if you see it for what it is, and you're like, hey, anytime I say something that's blase, 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 and you're choosing to stay in that relationship, you have no one to blame except you. Even when it comes to attachment, sometimes you got to learn how to walk away to preserve your peace. And if you're in a relationship that's consistently draining you and consistently taking away your peace, you got to do what's best for you at the end of the day.
And he should have stopped that the first time. Because every time you're arguing and she just calls you sassy and you let it slide, what happens? You give a person an inch, they take a mile. So if you 3 years in and she been calling you sassy for 3 years, that habit's going to be hard to break. But if you would have addressed that from the very beginning, like, that's not how we're going to communicate. Because first of all, a man is a leader, and sometimes if you show that energy, a woman's automatically going to listen. So if you would have stopped that from the very beginning, you wouldn't even got to this point. And if that's what you keep attracting, you got to ask yourself, what are you really looking for? Because if you're attracting the same person, you probably looking for that in the person subconsciously.
So you got to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that's what you want, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Decide what you want, and if that's not it, then proceed to move forward. But at the end of the day, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Have a conversation, sit down, communicate how you feel, and if that's not received, then you know what to do.
Okay, let me read the comments. I blame society for making these rigged rules. Men aren't allowed to be emotional and women are only emotional. Exactly, because some women don't even know how to express emotion.
I do think it's inappropriate to call a man sassy except Drake.
Oh my God, BBL. No. I like Drake. I don't like how they doing him.
Oh man. Man, I'm gonna
Hey,
put my glasses
Erica.
back on. Once again, everyone that's tuned in, we thank you. We wouldn't be here without you. Thank you for the love and the support. Thank you to our day ones. You guys know who you are, but thank you once again. And my sister and I, we're going to be going live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. It's picking up steam. So we're getting a lot of questions, a lot of comments, as thanks to you guys. And for everyone that's in the chat, would you please share the live feed? Thank you so much.
Also, we do have a YouTube channel where we upload the videos. So if you're not able to catch us live, we do have other videos on YouTube, and the channel is the matter of fact, I'm gonna type it in the chat. It's the 444 Network on YouTube.
Sister, you looking like an Egyptian goddess over there, girl. You hear me? You got the gold on, your earrings shining and everything.
Hold on. Let me show them boys. No.
You hear me?
Let me pin it. I don't even know how, but it's in there. How do I pin it? Pin. Okay, so, and we go live again on Saturday. We also are going to be doing a drawing for two $10 gift cards. It might even just be Cash App if it's easier. But all you have to do to enter into that drawing, which we're going to do the drawing on Saturday, is go to our YouTube channel, the 444 Network, and just comment a number 4 to let us know that you are on there, and make sure you subscribe as well. And we're going to do a drawing for 2 people to get a $10 gift card. Yeah, what you say? Oh, sorry. Sorry, that was in my head. Also, we also have a TikTok as well. If you are on TikTok, you can visit us on TikTok, and that is, I think it's the 444 Cast on TikTok. If it's not the 444 Cast, then it's the 444 Network.
We have a TikTok and we have an Instagram.
Yeah. All of them are going to be either the 444 Network or 444 Cast. I'm pretty sure I have everything under the 444 Network. So, but if you want to be entered into that drawing, make sure you like a video, comment the number 4, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, the 444 Network. I do put a lot of work into that, so I greatly appreciate it. Anything else you want to say?
No, not at all. Once again, thank you to everybody that's tuning in. Tune in next Saturday.
All right. This is coming up Saturday at 5 p.m. Yeah. We'll be live at 5 p.m. and that's when we're going to do the drawing. So, I mean, it's $10. Some of y'all be needing gas. Don't play like you don't need that $10. Go ahead and do, the likes and subscribe. Well, thank y'all. Y'all have a great day.
You have a good one.